Hi friends. I brought one of my favorite stories to read to you today. This story is called Ruby Finds a Worry. Have you ever felt worried about something before? Sometimes when we feel worried, we might feel nervous or scared. It's kind of hard to keep all that worry inside. In this story, this little girl finds a worry, and she doesn't know what to do about it. Let's read this story and find out. This story is by Tom Percival. I love this story. Ruby finds a worry. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing up high. She loved to explore wild, faraway places. Sometimes she even went all the way to the very bottom of the garden. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day she discovered a worry. It wasn't a very big worry. In fact, it was so small that at first Ruby hardly noticed it. But then the worry started to grow. Every day it got a little bit bigger. It wouldn't leave her alone. It was there at breakfast, staring at her over the cereal box. And it was still there at night, when it was time to brush her teeth. The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. Sometimes when I feel worried, nobody else knows. Nobody can see my worry, just like Ruby. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal. But it just wasn't. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing all the things that she loved. Ruby loves to swing up high, but it's so hard when there's a big worry. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever? Ruby didn't realize it, but she was doing the worst thing that you can ever do with a worry. She was worrying about it. Now, the worry was enormous. It could barely fit in the kitchen at dinner time. It filled up half the school bus. It just kept growing and growing. And it took up whole rows at the movie theater. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never feel happy again. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone at the park. He looked the same way that she felt, sad. And then she noticed something else, something hovering right next to him. Could it be a worry? It was. Ruby realized that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. So she asked the boy what was on his mind. And as he told her, the strangest thing happened. His worry began to shrink. He talked about his worry, and it got smaller. Then Ruby did the best thing that you can ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. And as the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. And soon, both of their worries were gone. That is the best thing to do when you have a worry. Talk about it. Finally, Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time that she ever had a worry. Everyone gets a worry from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for long. Sometimes I get worried. I get worried about my family and people that I love. Sometimes I get worried about my special things. Sometimes I worry about things I don't know. I worry about so many things. But when I talk to the people I love or the grown-ups at my house, it helps my worry feel smaller and smaller, just like Ruby in our story. If you feel worried about something, you can talk to the grown-ups at your house, and your worry will get smaller too. Bye, friends. I love you so much. See you next time.